Hi, everyone, and welcome to our webinar introducing our new product, DataMaestro. So what we'll be going into today. First, I'll give you a little introduction on who will be on the webinar today. Then we'll go into what is DataMaestro, why did we build it? We'll give you a demonstration of the capabilities of DataMaestro, and then we'll talk about how you get it and what happens next after the webinar. So today's presenters is me, John Prosisto. I'm the Client Success Manager with Revelwood. And I've got with me Nina Inverso, who's our Senior Consultant and the Principal Developer of DataMaestro. So as I said before, what is DataMaestro? DataMaestro is a new, friendly, and we'll get into that in a little bit, way to execute the movement of data within and across cubes faster and easier than ever before. Say you wanted to copy a scenario to a new quarter or year. Maybe you wanted to increase the numbers 10%. Perhaps you've got multiple processes you run and would like to schedule them and also be notified that they ran successfully or not, and then record the results. How do you do that today? Probably using some complex TI processes, if at all. Maybe we even want to pre-populate some data from a previous budget or zero out data, which typically right now can be kind of a scary proposition if you're looking to do zero outs. That's all taken care of in DataMaestro. You get all of those things and more, right? We've built this from the ground up to make it a great user experience and added significant features that we'll go over during the demo. All of the things you need to do, snapshotting, copying data, manipulating it easily and quickly, and generally managing the movement of all of that data in your PA environment without complex TI scripting. So it's also available in the cloud and on-prem. Whether you're a cloud customer or on-prem, you've got access to the same functionality. DataMaestro is easily accessed via the cloud, or we can help you install it in your on-prem environment. And we just came out of a very detailed product development and testing cycle with a variety of cloud and on-prem clients of DataManager. You can see that it was officially released January 15th, 2021. And you can be sure this is a fully commercially ready product. Went through the full product development lifecycle. We took all the ideas that we got in testing. We took all the bugs. We debugged DataMaestro so that you can be assured it will work in your environment. We've also got several clients live with the product right now, and it's working extremely well. Okay, so here's a quote that I added from a current customer at Berkeley College. I'll give you a quick read to highlight some of the main points. It gives kind of a nice, quick overview of some of the feedback we got during our development cycle and from the use of it afterwards. As she said, DataMaestro has a great layout. I talked about that earlier, about it being so intuitive, so easy to use, and she says it gives her a bird's eye view of what data movements need to be done. Teresa, here's the director of budgeting at Berkeley College, really liked the package history, saying that it's easy to find. She can see a complete list of processes that they've run, where they were run, how often, what order, and then she gets an email notification back for scheduling the packages. And she knows what ran and she knows whether it ran successfully or not. And as she said here, you can manage your data movements with just a few clicks. There's no need for more TI processes. Okay, so why create DataMaestro? Why did we do it? Data orchestration and management has always been a challenge. Whether it's complex steps needed to define and execute a data movement or the inability to record all the processes for future use, it takes a lot of time and specialized knowledge to accomplish these tasks. So we thought there has to be a better way. So we set out to create a product that accomplishes these things. What you'll see with DataMaestro is that, one, it saves time. It's friendly, easy to use user interface, makes navigation quick and easy, saves you money. There's no difficult TI scripting needed. It means that you don't need those specialized consultants to do that work for you. You can do it your own whenever you want. It's convenient. in that all of the information is stored in one place and it's as easy to find as you need for future tasks. Even all of your current TI processes can be stored here for ease. And it's secure. As we leverage the TM1 Planning Analytics security model, you can be assured that your data is secure. Okay, so what's included? We've been compiling a wish list from our clients over the course of time and came up with what we believe makes DataMaestro the tool for you. This following list is just a start. We'll be expanding the capabilities of DataMaestro over the coming year, and this will be the platform for all the enhancements we'll be released on. So let's jump into a brief outline of the features. You'll see these in the demo coming up so that you can actually see these in action. So the first one is a rich, easy-to-use web-based interface. It's full of easy-to-use drop-downs, pre-populated selections for you to be able to move your data around and make your selections with. As I said earlier, it supports copy, move, zero out. All of these things that you'd like to do around your data movement, it's supported by them. As well as the process execution across multiple cubes in one simple step. In addition to letting you execute all of these data movements in these steps, this can also act as a console to organize and manage all of your existing and new TI processes. In fact, you can create packages that include both DataMaestro tasks and TI processes all in one. Now, these bottom four were found to be particularly useful for many of our test clients and our clients that are in production right now. It enabled them to schedule tasks for whenever they like, maybe overnight, and were alerted via email that a task ran successfully. You can even decide during the day to run an ad hoc task. You can run it, watch it, and then see that it ran successfully. And it will send you an email letting you know that. The history tracking also made it easy for you to look back and see what tasks ran and then replicate them as needed. So we have a long list of features as well to expand the value and the use of DataMaestro, which will all be released on this platform. So this will be our platform going forward for all data orchestration and management. Okay, now I want to pass this over to Nina for a demonstration and let her talk about DataMaestro and what it can do.
Thanks. So as we were saying, DataMaestro allows you to create and manage different data processing tasks in your server, just with fewer steps. Today, I'm going to walk you through a pretty common example of planning analytics system maintenance. I'm going to pre-populate my 2021 first quarter forecast, which is currently empty, with data from my 2021 budget. So what we're looking at right now is our planning analytics workspace dashboard, which shows that our budget is all set, ready to go, and our Q1 forecast is currently empty. Now, prior to DataMaestro, we would have had to create some type of turbo integrator process or manual set of steps to do this type of data migration. This would require, developer knowledge and quite a bit of time typically to get it done and get it working. However, today we're going to use DataMaestro to complete the same set of tasks. So if I flip back over to DataMaestro, you'll see we're on our Manage Tasks screen. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a new task. So a task is similar to a turbo integrator process where we define exactly how we want to change or modify our data. But through DataMaestro, we can create a task using simple drop-downs and selection options. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to select a type of task we're going to create. We can choose between a copy, which copies data from a source to a target, a move, which performs the same action, copying data from a source to a target, and then zeroing out the source, so moving the data over. And we're finally just a zero out, where we zero out the target location. In this case, we're going to do a copy. Next, we choose our source type. So do we want to work with a single cube within the server, multiple cubes, or just send a single hard-coded value into a target location. So in this case, we're just going to work with single cube. Now, I want to point out the multiply factor quickly before we move on. While it's not required for the data movement that we're doing today, the multiply factor is really great in the event that you want to increase or decrease your source data by some percent when you send it into your target location. So for instance, if we were to put 1.2 here, we would increase all values by 20% into the target. Next, we're going to choose the cube that we want to work with for this task. So I'm going to select my budget plan cube, which is the one we had highlighted in our dashboard earlier. So I don't need to memorize, you saw in the dropdown, I don't need to memorize any of the cubes that exist in the server. The whole list is going to be pre-populated for me here. As soon as I select a cube, the full list of dimensions automatically populates down below. And now I'm going to make some selections to narrow down the source data set so that we're only copying over the data that we want to for this particular movement. I'm going to start by selecting plan version. So within the version dimension, you'll see the list of elements, root elements, is automatically populated here. So using this element selector, we can optionally change the alias if you'd like to for this dimension. We can also use the search functionality to say, search a large dimension for a specific element. In this case, we want our source, as you mentioned earlier, to just be the budget element. So I can click on that and then select OK. Next, we're going to pick our time period because we want this copy to only apply to our 2021 budget. Okay. And I'm actually going to use the search functionality to quickly find 2021. As soon as I see it, I can click to highlight and select OK. And now we move on to our target. So for a single cube copy task type, we have a few options for the target. We can copy the data over to the same cube, to a different cube, or out to a file, to a text file. In this case, we just want to work within the same cube. We also have an option to change the insertion method. So we can either replace the target value that's already there in the cube, or we can add to the existing value. In our example, we just want to replace whatever is existing in the target. Because we selected same cube, the cube value is already populated for us, as is the full list of dimensions. So for each dimension where we've made a selection in the source, the same value is automatically populated in the target, just meaning that we're narrowing down the copy to that specific selection. The only thing I do want to update on my target side is the version. And that's because we want to send the data from our budget over to our Q1 forecast. I can leave 2021 as is, which just means that the copy is going to apply only to the year 2021. Okay, so at this point, I have the option to either save or run the task as a quick task. If I click quick run, the task will run and no history will be saved for the task. This is great if you want to do some type of ad hoc data movement where it's not something that you're going to want to come back to later on and maybe perform the same task over and over again. In our case, however, we do want to save this task. And I'm going to call it copy budget to Q1 forecast. Okay. As soon as I save the task, you'll see a whole new set of options appears up at the top. So now we're going to run our task. And navigate over to the dashboard to see that it's completed. And there we have it. All of our data was copied over from the 2021 budget into the 2021 Q1 forecast. So if we move back to DataMaestro and over to our tasks screen, you'll see that the new task that we created has been added to the list. From here, by the way, once you've saved a task, we have the ability to run, edit, view the task's history, or delete the task if we no longer need it. Let's take a look at the history. So the task history is going to show some information about the task at the time it was run. So the result, when it was completed, who ran it, and some information about the source and target of that task. Next, we're going to navigate to packages and schedule the task to run at a later time. So a package is a group of DataMaestro tasks or turbo integrated processes that are run in the order in which you specify. So let's create a new package called prepare Q1 data. Click save. This automatically brings us to the screen where we can edit our package and add activities. So I'm going to click the Add Activities button. And I now have the option to add DataMaestro tasks and turbo integrated processes. So I'm going to start by adding a turbo integrated process that updates the security on the server. And then I'm going to add the task that we just created. This window will stay open until I'm done adding activities, at which point I can just click close. So once I've added activities to the package, I can move the activities up and down in the run order. I can go back and edit the activities that I've selected, or I can remove them from the package. So instead of running the package right away, we're going to navigate back to the packages screen and schedule it to run at a later time. So the options here on the packages screen are actually really similar to the tasks in that we can run the package, go back and edit it. We now have the option to edit the schedule, which we'll come back to in just a second, view the history, or delete the package if we're no longer using it. So let's edit the schedule of the package we just created. So from here, I can choose the frequency at which the package is going to run, whether it's hourly, daily, weekly, or monthly. Let's say we want this one to run weekly. I can select a start date. So say I want it to run on Fridays. And I can select a start time. So starting at 9 a.m. And all I have to do now is click schedule the package. So this is going to tell the package to run weekly on Fridays at 9 a.m. And now we're all set. So in summary, DataMaestro allows Planning Analytics users to manage your data in a fraction of the time it would have taken you to do so using traditional methods that are available. Thanks.
Great. Thank you, Nina. Appreciate your time there. So moving forward, folks, you'll see that DataMaestro, to move into our next section here, is sold as an annual subscription-based model. So as you can see in this graphic, there are 3 tiers of licensing structure based on the setup of your environment. The number of production servers that run Planning Analytics and the number of people that will use DataMaestro. Now, we'll cover all of this in more detail as we discuss your individual needs. So we'll get the exact detail that you need for your environment. And as I said, DataMaestro is an annual subscription-based model, which means we'll provide support for you as well as make updates available as we release them. You also have the option to add additional users or servers to customize the license to meet your need. So if you have one PA server and you need 3 users, you can certainly go ahead and purchase an additional user so that you can move up to that to that size. So what's next? So what do you have to do? Actually, just look for a call from me to go over the specifics of your environment and your further details. I'd like to individually follow up with everyone after the webinar just to get your thoughts and kind of go through the next steps. But to give you a brief idea of what we'll talk about, we'll go into detail more about your particular environment, what the subscription looks like for you, and answer any questions that you may have. And then how do you get it? How do you get started? It's actually really very simple. Once the decision is made, there's a brief order form. We'll get you in touch with our DataMaestro team who will take it from there. From a technical perspective, it's as simple as accessing DataMaestro in the cloud if you are a cloud customer. If you run Planning Analytics locally, we'll help you install it in your environment. You'll have a fresh new product to get started with, and you can start working with it right from there. So also from the support standpoint, our team is here for you to answer any questions you'll have. We've also got a rich online knowledge base that will allow you to easily view any topics that you need and quickly reference any questions on the fly. We'll help you get going, but honestly, once you start using it, we think it'll be very intuitive and very easy to jump right into. Now, before I finish up, if you haven't already, I'd like to invite you to join our Revelwood Knowledge Center on our website. We send out tips and tricks, and it's a great resource for all things planning analytics. You'll also get what I kind of call not technical information related to topics such as FP&A and discussions on issues that you probably all face daily. So thanks for joining. Please look for a follow-up email to go over any questions that you may have. Feel free to reach out to me directly. Thanks for your time. I look forward to speaking with you again.